What's up, guys? People wanted to ask me some questions about the whole changes that are going on with the Postal Service. First of all, there's a lot of misconception. People hear this happens with pretty much any story too. You can hear a story and you take parts from that story and you kind of neglect to hear the whole thing. Not too long ago, there was an announcement by the Postmaster General, Patrick Donahoe, and he had announced that it basically going to a 5-day work week, that there'll be no more mail delivery on Saturday. Now, although that's true, I believe, I think in August or something, they're giving plenty of time for everyone to prepare for this. But um, the key word there is there's no more mail delivery, or there will be no more mail delivery on Saturdays. Mail delivery. What's actually happening is carriers all across the United States are no longer going to deliver mail. What does mail consist of? It's not everything. Mail is your letters, and it is your what's called flats, which are magazines and catalogs. Okay, so you won't be getting that, but you will get packages. Now, mail has decreased in the Postal Service, and what I mean by decrease is obviously less, but it's not everything. It's letters. Letters have decreased because of billing. A lot of people do online billing, bill pay, stuff like that, so they don't actually get paper bills in the mail. In fact, a lot of companies try to push paperless billing for one huge reason. They try to make it seem, oh, we're eco-friendly. No, of course not. They don't want to spend the money to mail everything or to print. Ink costs a lot of money, paper costs a lot of money. So for a company to have all their billing be online and digital, it's free. It's business sense. If you could do it for free, why would you spend all the money on the ink and the paper and the postage and pay someone to go through that? So companies they love internet billing. It makes sense as a company. And in fact, some companies even go as far as charging you for paper billing. Okay, so if you say like, oh, I want to continue to get my bill in the mail, in the mail as opposed to in an email, they will charge you extra. But regardless, everyone pushes for that, and there are a little bit less letters. But there's been like a triple increase in parcels or packages. All right, the USPS is just completely. I wouldn't say overwhelmed, but packages have increased to a crazy standard now, where it very easily tripled, okay, if not more. And the U.S. Postal Service also has contracts with FedEx and UPS. So areas like where I live, where it's rural, what will happen is they have special freight that goes and special freight charges that goes through the Postal Service. So it's like, hey, you know what? You're delivering mail there anyway. So UPS goes, you know what? We're going to give the Postal Service some money, and we're going to give them certain packages because they're going to be there anyway. Why have our drivers go out of their way? Now, supposedly DHL is going to jump on board with this as well because it just makes sense business-wise. So packages are through the roof. Sure, there's less letters, but I can tell you from working with the mail for 9 years, the drop is not that much. When you watch the news, they say, oh, there's billions less letters. There's hundreds and hundreds of billions of letters mailed every day. So it's really, you don't see it. As a carrier, as a person who deals with mail for the last 9 years, I can promise you, if let's say, I don't know, if this represents how much mail we have, the drop is this much. Okay, it's not significant. But, of course, news stories, they make them seem like a big deal. And everyone seems to think that there's just no mail anymore, which is not true. There's plenty of mail. As one great person said, if we want a democracy, we're going to need a postal service. I agree with that. But yeah, to clarify this, carriers, your mail people will still be working on Saturdays. They're still going to be delivering parcels or packages as well as accountable mail. Now, what is accountable mail? Things you have to sign for, registered packages or letters, express packages or letters, things you overnight, certified mail, which could be a letter. In fact, most certified mail are letters as opposed to parcels. So all these things have to be scanned, they're accountable, and they will still be delivered on Saturday. What will also change is outgoing mail. And this is still a little bit fuzzy, but basically, if a mail guy's delivering a package to your house on Saturday and you happen to put mail in your mailbox to send out, you got your little flag up, they're not obligated to take it. And in fact, in a lot of cases, they're told not to take it because the mail, even though the mail runs 7 days a week, there's people in trucks delivering mail, not delivering, but transporting mail all across the country. That never ends. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Someone is in a tractor trailer with a bunch of mail in the back trying to get it to different places, these big hubs. The only difference is that on Saturday, your regular mail, your regular letters, and your regular magazines and catalogs are just not going to be delivered to you, which is a strange change, but this is a technicality that gets around this government mandated 6-day work week. So the biggest question that a lot of people are debating, some politicians and some business owners, is that this is illegal. And I believe the first thing that Patrick Donahoe said in his statement was, is this illegal? And they say, in our interpretation, it is not. It's kind of a legal loophole. Because the post office, a lot of people think it's government run. It's not. It's government regulated. There's certain things the government says you have to do this, but it's not. It's privatized. It's been privatized since the 70s. People still think if you're a postal worker, you're a government employee. No, it's all bullcrap. I'm in a union case where I'm not paid by the postal service. My boss is a postal employee. I work for her privately. So in my situation, it's a little bit different. But for most postal employees, the union backs you, and that's your biggest safeguard, is to having the union. And it's very hard to get fired. Once you are a postal employee, you need to really screw up a lot in order to lose your job. The union really backs their employees. But anyway, regardless, you're still going to get your stuff on stacked parcels and stuff, because a lot of people said this is going to affect small business. Oh my God, business works on a 6-day work week, and if they do that, they're going to lose all this money. There's really not much going on there. So it's not as big as an impact as the media wants you to think. But I wanted to clarify that a little bit with you guys. As far as a legal loophole, the government mandates a 6-day work week for the Postal Service, but they're still delivering 6 days a week. It's just not letters. So it's kind of a technicality. It's up in the air right now. But trust me, the Postmaster General would not have just made an announcement without knowing. There's obviously been a lot of research done, and this is going to be up to interpretation. The government may fight it. A lot of the House is for this. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to get into a lot of the specifics because personally I don't know all the details, but a lot of people think the post office is going away because they're so in debt and they can't handle finances, and this is just going to speed the process along. I truly think there'll always be a postal service. We just honestly, I don't think our society can function without it. Personal opinion, has nothing to do with me having a postal job. I have other jobs too. It's not like I just want a postal service because I want to work. There'll always be something I'll be working on, but I truly think it's part of it. It's part of our society, and it would be extremely difficult for it not to be. And think about this. It's just like with billing. I like paper bills. I like physically seeing my bills. If you do everything online, everything's digital, like our money. All of our money's digital. We get money, we get paid through computers, and it's just a number in a bank account, and then we use plastic cards. We don't actually get to hold and handle our money. And if there's an error, a glitch, which all electronics has the possibility to have, a computer crashes, something goes wrong somewhere, your money's not in your hand. It's all in the air and it's all fake. And to have every single piece of mail to be through email and stuff like that, what happens if there's a problem? It's just like I said with my bills. I like the insurance of seeing my bills, having it here, being organized in that sense. If my computer crashes and I have all my bills on it, I'm screwed. I don't want to be in that kind of a position. So anyway, just a little bit more of a clarification. Nothing's set in stone yet, but it seems like this will probably push through and will probably be what it is. The post office will save a lot of money because they're getting money from hours. They're going to pay their employees for less time, but they're still working. They're still using the same amount of gas. They're still doing the same volume. Just because you're not delivering on Saturday doesn't make a difference. It means the middle of the week will be heavier. Days after a holiday, you're going to see probably a really slowed down delivery time because all the stuff from Saturday, a day after a holiday is already extremely busy for mail people. And you might notice that day after a holiday, your mail comes a little bit later because there's just more to do. Now it's going to be intensified. So, but that load will be, divided amongst the week. So, you're still going to get what you get. It's just going to be delayed a little bit. So that's pretty much all I know about it. Hopefully that answers some questions. But people here, there's no mail on Saturday, and they just think that that's it. They're not going to see their mailman, or if they, because someone sent a message like, "Oh, what if I get a knife on Saturday?" You're going to get a knife on Saturday. You're just not going to get your bills or a letter from someone. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to touch upon this a little bit. I'm in no way a representation of the Postal Service. I'm not technically a postal employee because I don't get paid directly by them. I do all postal work the same as anyone else would, but I'm in a unique situation. But by no means am I representing anyone here except for me as a citizen with a little bit of information that hopefully I can pass on to you guys. So that's it. Hopefully answer some questions. We'll see what happens. If something is set in stone or changes permanently, maybe I'll do an update on it. But a lot of people are a little confused about what this really means for America. Doesn't mean much. It means if you're going to get a letter on Saturday, you'll get it Monday instead. No big deal. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.